fan base, all right, and a big part of the sports media have been the reasons why the Giants have stuck on to these two quarterbacks as long as they have, okay? And all right, the reality is that the fans are the consumer, okay? And they are very extremely important in the ecosystem business of football and professional sports, okay? And when your consumer is not happy, okay, bad things can happen to business, okay? All right, and all right, when fan bases get going, and when media gets going, and persuading everybody, getting everybody riled up, okay, and you have people who the public respect and listen to, and they follow and listen to, and are influenced by what their favorite sports person is saying, okay, then you're going to get a lot of people believing, all right, one thing, and perception may not even be, perception will become reality, but it may not even be the case, right? So this is like Giants fans really have supported Eli Manning and Daniel Jones now, right? So, yeah, and then just, right, so just a lot of things have really turned me off in terms of being a fan of the Giants. And since 2013, they have only had 2 seasons where they won more games than they lost, okay? Which is a joke. And that is a big indictment on the quarterback play, all right? Because I don't care what anybody says, all right? We can debate this. I would debate this with anybody, but because there are some people out there who want to say, oh, like and someone who I like a lot, ESPN, Lewis Riddick. I hear him say all the time that a team's record should have no association with the quarterback. All right, like you can't blame a quarterback. He says for a team's record. I mean, which is, and of course, every situation is different, obviously, right? But the quarterback is a big determining factor for what a team's record is going to be, okay? And like I said, every situation is different. So you have some quarterbacks who are very talented and the team is just not that good. And okay, in those kind of situations, that's one thing, all right? Of course, that's fair, always being fair. But in the case of the Giants, the last 10 years, the Giants' record has definitely been a result, a large part to who the quarterback has been, okay? Eli and Daniel Jones, as I've said. Because, again, the quarterback has the ball more than anyone on the team. On offense, they have the ball on every possession, all right? They're in the position to make something happen, okay? And we see great quarterbacks. Their teams are good, are very good, all right? Who is the best quarterback in the NFL? Excuse me, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, his team is in the conference championship every season, okay? Every year that Pat Mahomes has been the starting quarterback of Kansas City, they've been in the AFC championship game, okay? They've played every game that they've played in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes has been in Kansas City. He has not played one road game, all right, in his entire playoff career, okay, which is astonishing. And this season, it looks like that's going to happen, but that's how great, all right, he's the best quarterback, and his team is elite every year because of him. You take him off, they're not going to be in the AFC championship game. They're probably not going to even be in the playoffs, okay? All right? Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, all right? His team is playing tonight to win the division in the AFC East, okay? Their quarterback, Tua, he's very good, all right? Jalen Hurts, who was in the Super Bowl last year for Philadelphia, he's very good. The Eagles, all right, were in the Super Bowl against Mahomes, okay? All right? Joe Burrow, the Bengals were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. It was the Bengals' first time in the Super Bowl since 1981, okay, when they made the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Who was their quarterback? The quarterback was a guy who was picked number one overall just like 2 or 3 years prior, Joe Burrow, okay, who was the Heisman Trophy winner in college football, all right? He was an outstanding quarterback, okay? And then you have teams in the NFL where the quarterback is not very good and they have no chance of winning, especially especially in this age where passing is such a critical part of the game, okay? Because you have teams on offense scoring in one play sometimes because they're throwing a big 50, 60, 70-yard bomb for a touchdown. So, yes, so the quarterback definitely, you have to judge a lot of quarterbacks, of course, on the win-loss record, okay? But then there are some, all right, there are examples of quarterbacks who put up numbers and are very talented, and their team is always messing up, and other parts of the team are not great. And okay, when that's the case, then you acknowledge that, okay? So like I said, every situation is different. Have to always be fair. So I'm always fair. If Daniel Jones and Eli Manning was putting up great numbers as Giants quarterbacks and the team was losing, all right, I would say the other parts of the team are holding the team back, and these two guys are the best reason or the best parts of the team, and if everything else was corrected, they would be a good team. I would say that if that was the case, but that's not the case, not been the case with Daniel Jones and Eli Manning. And it brings me to the fact that I think that, listen, I'm ready for the Giants to have a black starting quarterback, okay? The Giants have been around for about 100 years, okay? Nearly 100 years. And I've been through this before, all right? And I'm going to go into it a little more later down the line. But the Giants are the only NFL team in the history of the NFL. All right, them and San Diego Chargers. All right, well, no, they're not now the LA Chargers. And they've been around a lot fewer years than the Giants, even though the Chargers have been around since the 60s, all right? The Giants began in the 1920s. But the Giants and San Diego are the only two NFL franchises to never in their history have a black starting quarterback, okay? All right? And I'm not talking about a backup who may come in for a game to replace the starting quarterback who got hurt. I'm talking about an official starting quarterback, a black quarterback who is officially their starting quarterback, okay? Giants and the Chargers are the only ones.